Hello boys and girls, and today we're going to be jumping into a new indie manga that probably none of you have heard of, but if you have, it's awesome, and I definitely think that more people should check it out. But before we jump really into the depth of why I like that world of manga, I want to dive into what I think is probably the biggest inspiration for this thing, to kind of give you an idea what you're going to be getting into, and that is My Hero Academia. And I'm ready to break down this manga anime juggernaut faster than your brother beats the crap out of you for trying to make out with your cousin. Don't be making out with family members, it's really gross. So My Hero Academia kicks off in 2014 when old Koichi Hiroshima, I'm terrible at Japanese, forget names, come on guys, what are you gonna do, twist my nipples over it? But this mad genius goes, hey, what if 80% of the planet had powers, and one kid, Zuko Midoriya, was just a regular Joe with a heart bigger than your mom's gape. He drops this manga in Weekly Shonen Jump. It's like if the Avengers and Naruto had a baby, only written better than Naruto, because Naruto is absolutely dog water. But at the same time, this was also kind of reminds me as if X-Men was raised by Dragon Ball in a dojo of pure awesome, if you know what I mean. It's got 42 volumes wrapped up in August 2024 and selling over 100 million copies. 100 million! That's more copies than I sold of my entire Playgirl run. Holy shit, and I thought I was doing pretty good. I guess people don't like to see my hairy ass naked. Now hold on to your gapes, because this is where shit gets a little wild, because Studio Bones swoops in April 2016 with 13 episodes of pure animated, just bullshit crazy action. 7 seasons later, 159 episodes, 10 OVAs, an 8th season dropping in October 2025. It's a fucking freight train of heroism. It's got 4 movies: Heroes Rising, World Heroes Mission, and next in 2024, it's like Hollywood take notes. Oh wait, they are, with a live action flick in the works. Spin-offs, they got Vigilantes, Smash, team-up missions, light novels, video games. Heck, they're probably making My Hero lunchbox and quirk-powered toothbrushes now. Don't even get me started on those quirk-powered dildos, though. Those shits are real wild. Now let's talk about influence, because this thing's bigger than Bonnie Blue's vagina. It's shaking up the shonen game like a blender of dynamite. You got Midoriya, who's this quirkless kid inheriting All Might's powers, going to UA, high to be a hero. Think of Hogwarts with more explosions, mixing Japanese heart with Western superhero swagger, talking about what it means to save the day. It's deep, man. It's a philosophical smoothie with a side of heart. Got fans going nuts, cosplay, fan art, conventions where they all smell like absolute dog shit. It's like Comic-Con exploded worldwide. And the music, Yuki Hashi's soundtrack is so epic it'll make your grandma jizz. It's got awards, the Shoujo Japan, Harvey Awards, Rotten Tomatoes giving 2 heroes 100% and sitting pretty at number 51 on my anime list. Number 20 for manga. It's inspiring creators, setting trends, saying, hey, you can have action and heart. And that's where we kind of lead into why I think it was so important to lay out the groundwork for what My Hero is before I jump into the world of Relentlessly Bullied Hero. Now, I was reached out to on Twitter the other day by one Hero Darky Dark is the name. He's the creator of the hero y'all don't need but deserve, with writer of Peak, creator of Relentlessly Bullied, published by Global Comics. Now, I didn't know much about this guy. I thought at first I was being scammed. I thought he wanted to jump into my house, rip off my clothes, shred off all my skin and wear it as a coat. So I was a little scared to click any of the links, but I did a little more research and found out this guy was legit. And the more I started looking in and seeing what this guy's been doing, it seemed pretty cool. And so he sent me the first 2 volumes of the manga, and I have read both. I'm gonna go through the things I like, the things I don't like. Actually, there wasn't a ton I didn't like. Now, some of the writing can hit a little bit goofy, but that's kind of the manga world. And I have to say, if you're here sitting like, oh, I wasn't too sure when you read the first volume, I want you to know you need to read volume 2, because volume 2 fixed every single problems I had with the main protagonist in volume 1. You can definitely see in volume 1 a lot of the inspiration from My Hero Academia. You have the overly heroic main character who's like so heroic, it's almost to a fault. But there was one moment where it kind of showed how different it was in terms of his character than My Hero's character. It shows his interactions he had with the main All Might-esque character who has been dead for quite a while. This son of a bitch, I don't know how he died, but he definitely got hit in the ball sack so hard that he exploded in a lot of jizz encumbered like clumps of meat and isn't around anymore. But there's this moment where he's going back and remembering a time where that hero was like, you can do it, bud, saying the generic bullshit. But he's having like this back and forth where it's going like reading between the lines in a very dark emotion version of it, and I thought that it put a little bit of like the Boys type of vibe in that panel, and I thought that was really incredible. It really hit me in the heartstrings of like, holy, or not really heartstring, ball sack would be the better thing. I mean the ball sack of, oh shit, I haven't seen this before, and this is really fucking cool, dude. I really like what it was trying to go for here. And also, I think another huge thing is this isn't revolving around like high school bullshit, which always annoys me with regular manga, because why the fuck are they always in high school? Why do we have a bunch of like high school ass kids running around being goon bags and you're sexualizing the shit out of them? No, this kid's just a hero. He wants to be like the best of the best hero. He's a little bit too goody two-shoes, especially in the first issue. In the first chapter, he is a goody two-shoes, annoying, insufferable dickbag at times, and really the standout is the villain that tags along with him. Now, the whole premise of the story is basically when this hero first got his start. Vale is his name. He first got his start, and he ends up running into this villain chick. Now, she is fucking hot. This is goth mommy super baddie. She is absolutely get you braked up and jizzing ropes type quality. She's got everything going for her. I like her design. I think she's an interesting character. She's evil, but with like a secret heart type vibe. But she rips out the heart of this hero, and basically she's bored with the world she's living in, and she wants some entertainment. And he makes a deal with her saying that he will entertain her. So she goes along his little heroic romps, most of the time so annoyed that he's so boring. And as you progress, you start to see a bit of character development. Even this early on, you're seeing character development not only in the main character, realizing that maybe his idea of heroism that he tries to hold everybody to is a little bit bullshit and he's being an asshole, but also the villain starting to see, you're starting to see her change in a better way and start to be more empathetic, even though she is this crazy over the top like mommy dommy bitch, you know what I mean? I like to see the progress both of these guys are making, and you really see a huge progress jump in the second issue. Now in the first issue you see a lot of what the main girl is capable of, and the guy just kind of comes off as I'm Dudley fucking Do-Right doing my thing, but she really is the standout. Even in the second issue she is still much more of the standout, even though she's kind of put on the back burner in comparison to Vale. Vale is still like the hardy fucking I'm the main character syndrome bullshit guy, but you get to see him interact with other superheroes along the way, and how he has to understand that not everybody's going to have the same mentality as him, but that doesn't make them less of heroes as he thought previously. And I thought that was a really good dynamic, and I think the most character work that happens for him is in the second chapter, which really makes me excited for the third chapter. Now, if you don't know anything about this indie comic, it has been steadily being funded by Kickstarters. It had a successful Kickstarter for chapter 1, it had a successful Kickstarter for chapter 2, and I will be linking the third Kickstarter for this comic series. Now, I'm a manga, comic, whatever. When you want to go in, I want you guys to go support this, because this shit looks really, really awesome. I'm very excited to see the Kickstarter for the third chapter of Relentlessly Bullied Hero, because at first, like I said, I reached out to like my brother-in-law who's really into manga. I was gonna have him read it, because I honestly was scared to even do this video, because I didn't want to get into another situation where I was dealing with a character such as Naruto, where I did not like the main character, and I didn't want to get hundreds of episodes in just for me to sit in the same position I was sitting in previously, where I absolutely hate to death the main character, and I keep pushing through because everybody tells me to keep pushing through. And I'm gonna say, at first I didn't like this main character, but it changed my opinion within the second volume so drastically that now I'm hooked, and I want more people to be hooked on the absolutely incredible storytelling that I think this author is capable of. And so far, every single character that has been introduced, I have absolutely loved. Another thing that I've seen with this story, why I want to keep pushing so far, is every single character that it has been released has been incredibly interesting. And what it looks like for the third, I'm looking here on the Kickstarter, which the artwork for the chapter 3 cover is just badass. This guy knows how to draw a gooning ladies, guys. I mean, absolutely, there's some goon material in this. I'm not saying that it's full of like hardcore fan service, but I'm saying the guy knows how to draw. I'm giving him credit because I think the artwork is really, really good in this comic book series, especially for somebody who's doing some indie stuff. Now, I've ran into some indie projects in the past, not as much for manga, but in terms of people reaching out to me for video games, where I have said no, just because I don't like the art style, I don't like the game style, and I don't really want to cover something that I'm going to just cover to shit on, when I know that these indie projects are passion projects, and I don't like shitting on somebody's passion. And looking at this third chapter, I'm very excited. I mean, again, like I said, the artwork is just fucking top tier. You look at some of the stuff that you're getting for these chapter 3 artwork covers. I mean, I know I've already said the goon thing, but you got like a fan service cover, but even the fan service cover shows a lot of heart, with Veal just kind of being beat to shit, laying on the boobs of Gamora. And Gamora is just, she's my favorite character. She's easily the most in-depth character, the most interesting character. She has the most room to be the most interesting. I think he does have the ability to become more interesting. I also think there's kind of a bit of a flaw when you see people describe this as him being kind of like an edgelord. I don't really see that. I mean, there's parts of me that see where he could become very edgy, like a Rorschach or something like that, but also his do-gooderness, kind of like a Superman, negates it. So I find him very at odds with himself a lot of the times in terms of his writing and character work, where he has this almost Rorschach view of the world, while at the same time not being willing to turn into something like a Rorschach. So he's a step away from being a villain, but at the same time so far over as a Superman type archetype that he becomes kind of a walking contradiction. And that's why at first I didn't think I was going to like the character, but he does fall into this idea of kind of hitting against his own flaws, and I really appreciate a character who can kind of see their own flaws and work through them, and being able to do that so early in the manga is really incredible. But again, these artworks for the new chapter look absolutely insane, and I really think that more people need to go out here and support this shit. I mean, they are at as of me making this video, halfway to their goal. And if anybody's watching my stuff and's got a little bit of extra money to throw around, go check out this Kickstarter, because I do love the indie scene and almost everything. I haven't really done a lot of these like deep dives into manga myself. I have reacted to a lot of people doing them, and this is one that when I was reached out to and I looked into it, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do this. And I really want you guys to go support this guy, and I will have his links to his Twitter and a bunch of his other stuff down in the description below. I want you to go check out his Kickstarter, check out his Twitter, go give him a bunch of follows on his YouTube channel and everything. I really am excited about this project, and goddamn, the artwork is just so good. It really feels like it is something that was needed, especially in a world where I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about like all of the endless amounts of isekai out there. Now, if you don't know what an isekai is, it's basically normal dudes sucked into a different world, and we get so much of those. I mean, it's gotten to the point where character, and they're like, oh, he got sucked into a fantasy world, but he's a fucking soda machine. Oh, didn't see that coming. Oh no, you're a fucking drink machine in a fantasy world? That's crazy. That's so dumb. It's really dumb. And I look at the fact that there isn't a ton of My Hero Academia likes. I don't see a lot of My Hero Academia likes out there. Maybe I just haven't been on the scene long enough to see them, but this is the first My Hero Academia like that takes inspiration from it, but also does its absolutely own thing. I think this is closer to Vigilantes. If you're going to compare it to the My Hero ethos, this is way closer to Vigilantes, and I think with the character work and what's going on, I think it is better in that regard, especially with how long it took the main characters from My Hero to have those big moves to improve on themselves. I'm seeing that improvement way faster and way better in this series than with My Hero, and that's coming from somebody who is a big fan of My Hero Academia. So again, guys, thank you so much for checking out this little video. I had a lot of fun reading both of these parts. I could have done a little bit better deep dive, but at the same time, I'm so fucking in love with this series that I don't want to spoil too much, if that makes sense. I want you guys to go out there and buy these first two parts. Again, I'm going to leave links to all of that. You can get it on like Amazon Comics as well. There's a ton of places to procure these first two chapters. You all need to go out there and read them, because I honestly think that they are totally worth it. In my personal opinion, from being a fan of My Hero to checking this out, this is totally fucking dope, and I didn't want to spoil that. I think you guys need to go fucking pull some money out of your Schmigblog Borg. That's the place between your ball sack and next, like, in your thigh, you know, where all the goop gop gets like built up when you're having a hard day at work of sweating on your neighbor's pussy or whatever. You need to like pull the money out of that after they stuffed money in from having sexy time, funnel it into one of these online sources and get this comic book and read it. I really think you're going to have a really fun time. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. And hey guys, come on, stop gooning in the closet.